Right, we've got three tables that we know are connected to each other. PC in room 4 in the example we just looked at in the previous video has got two foreign keys, each of which relates to the primary keys, the primary key in the PC2 table and the room 2 table. Okay, so let's come into MySQL phpMyAdmin here, and I'm not going to talk at database level. Now, I could just export the entire database. Okay, I'm at the database level here. I export here. Okay, if I did that, it's going to give me all the database table SQL insert records for all those other tables. So I'm not going to do that. I am going to go into, first of all, the tables that have no foreign keys. Okay, so PC2, I just go into it. You can see I'm gone into the table here, and I just click export. Okay. So there we go there, that's downloaded. I already have it downloaded earlier, so there's just PC2.1 is coming up here. Okay, I go into room 2, I go to export, same thing, and similarly room 2.1, I already have it, and then PC in room 4, let's export that. Okay, PC in room 4.1. So they're all there. So let's go to downloads, and here we are here. Okay, so let's examine them. Notepad++ is fine. Okay, so first of all, PC2, we get various comments here about when, what time it happened and so on. Very sort of set up to do with the MySQL itself. Here's my database comments and just some introductory comments sent on tables. So, slight difference here in what, if we had just typed in the SQL, we would have had PCID, int, maybe 11, maybe 9, whatever, not null, auto increment, okay, comma, and then PC name, PC manufacturer, PC operating system. We probably wouldn't have put those backwards commas in. Okay, after here we would have had a comma, and then we would have set the primary key as PCID. Okay, we would have done that in there. Okay, at the moment we have 3 records. Okay, so you might be thinking, well, hold on, if we want to insert another record, how do we know it's going to be 4? Okay, you can see the PCID here. The last record, the most recent record is 3. Primary key value of PCID is 3. So auto increment means that the next newest record to be inserted should have PCID 4. Okay. Right, there's some extra SQL in here, which we've sort of bypassed by just hard coding the primary key in from the start. Alter table. Okay, an alter table is a DDL command. Okay, data definition language. Alter table, we're changing the metadata rather than the data. Okay, so I'm adding a primary key there. And then what I'm doing here is I am setting the auto increment. So the next time the auto increment is going to be 5. And you might think, well, hold on, there's 3 there. But do you remember we deleted the JJJ record in the previous video? Okay, so it can't reuse a deleted record's PCID value. Okay, so auto increment 5, that's going to come up next. Okay, so that's PC2. Room 2 is going to be broadly similar because it has no foreign keys. Okay, so you can see here, again, create the database table. I'm not saying anything about room ID being a primary key here. I'm not saying auto increment. We'll do that later. 2 records in there. So I don't think I delete anything from there. So auto increment should be set up, should stay at 3 for which kind of makes sense. Okay, so I'm adding primary key, just the room ID there. Okay, so same sort of structure as here. When we get to the link table, okay, it's a wee bit different because now I have to set my foreign key constraints. Okay, I showed you how to do it in the previous video about just, if you like, clicking in phpMyAdmin, but this is the actual SQL code you would use. Okay, so now PC in room 4, we know that we have a primary key for it. we know that's a foreign key. We know that's a foreign key. So we really are missing sort of 3 pieces of information here. Okay, we know that should be auto increment as well. Okay, here is the timestamp, not null, default current timestamp. Okay, so the default value will be whatever the current date and time is, and that's automatically stamped or inserted into each record. Okay, we inserted 2 records. Notice all these integers here. Okay, primary key, 2 foreign keys, and then the quantity, and then the timestamp. Okay, when the record was created, basically. Okay, so now I want to add a primary key. I also want to add 2 foreign keys. Notice we don't say add foreign key. Okay, it's just add key. And then I want to modify the auto increment for the primary key. So far, so similar to the other 2 tables. But then we need to add the constraints. Okay, so here we go. Here, there's the first one. Okay, and you can see the same sort of name there. Okay, the table name, and then we've got IB, FK, FK1, FK2. Okay, so foreign key references, and that looks just like the code we would have sort of hard typed. You know, you could copy that and just paste it in after that line before the closing bracket, and that would be like what we did earlier with our PC and room from the Word document. Okay, so that's the code generated, and it's kind of easier to work with if you just export the code for each table at a time.